Hi everyone, it's Christina with Wonder Spark. It is just about 4 o'clock. I think we're right at it. So we're gonna get started. I do want to give you a few minutes to gather your things. Here we go. My little side. Okay. All right, let's see if we can gonna adjust so maybe you can see the supply list a little bit more. We'll also post that. And there's one thing I wanted to add. You will need some scissors to cut your yarn, okay? So we're gonna get started in just a moment. Okay. It is 4 o'clock. So we are ready to get started with our DIY puppet craft. One second. Okay. So we are continuing with Music Week. Hi everyone, I'm Christina, if I didn't say that already. So it is still Music Week. I hope you all caught the amazing show this morning with the Billy Goat's Gruff. Very fun and musical show, so hence why we are doing Music Week. So we're continuing with that through the weekend. So today what we have for you is this really fun rainbow tambourine. So it's not quite a puppet, but it is musical and very fun. So yeah, so I really like this one because the tambourine is kind of in this nice half circle shape, and it's a really good shape to make a rainbow. So that's why we're making rainbow tambourines. And you know what? It is also Pride Month. June is Pride Month, where we celebrate all of our LGBTQIA friends and the communities. So this is also to help celebrate Pride Month as well. So lots of fun there. Okay, let's go over what we will need. So of course you're going to need your paper plate. And I'm also very excited today because we're going to be doing some painting, which you all know that I love to get messy and paint. So we're going to do that live for you. We're going to get messy and we're going to paint. So I've got my acrylics here. And I've got my paint brushes and my water. So all the supplies that you'll need for painting if you're going to paint along. Or if you don't want to wait for your plate to dry, then you can always use markers or crayons. Okay, and then you won't have to wait. But if you're going to paint along, then you'll probably have to pause and then come back and finish the rest later, but it's okay. So, paint, markers, or crayons. You will need, for the noise-making part of the tambourine, you'll need either, now, I'm going to show you this. I have someone in my apartment who makes their own lovely bottled beverages. So I have a lot of these bottle caps. I just happen to have them. So maybe if you're someone who kind of collects them and you have some, or you want to wait and collect some, you can do that. It works really well for this. But if you don't, I know this is a kind of a weird thing to just have, but you can also use coins. So that's what we're going to do today, is we're going to use some coins, because most people have some loose change lying about. So that's what we'll use. And it's better if you use like pennies, or quarters are kind of the best because they won't fall out as easily. But that means you're going to have more of an expensive tambourine. So if you don't want to give up the quarters, you can use pennies also, and it should be just fine. Okay, so we got our little handful of coins, a hole punch, some yarn, some masking tape, and I think I forgot to put it on the list, but you'll need some scissors so that you can cut the yarn. Okay, so if you need to take a second and grab some scissors, go ahead and do that. Okay. I think we are ready to get started. So like I said, we are doing our fun rainbow tambourines, partially in order, or in celebration of Pride Month. And there are a lot of different communities within the LGBTQIA communities. So I just wanted to quickly show you, we have our rainbow flag. So if you wanted to paint your rainbow, these are the colors that you would probably need. We have red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. All right, so I did one earlier, and this is how I did that. I went all the way around my plate with all the different colors, and I started with the red on the outside, and then I moved along. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and then purple right there in the center. So that later when I fold it in that half circle, you get that nice rainbow shape. All right? So, but there are also other flags that represent different communities. So today I thought it would be fun to do this flag. Oh, kind of can't see it. There we go. It's very bright. So if I angle it a little bit, you can see a little bit better the colors. We have a light blue, we have light pink, and we have white. And this represents the trans community. So it's a very pretty flag and a very important community. So we're going to celebrate them as well. So let's get started. I'm going to grab my plate, and you're going to want to paint not the scooped side that you would eat out of, but the back of the plate is what you're going to want to paint. So let's get messy. Ooh, I'm excited. So I'm going to, ooh, some motorcycle person outside is excited as well. So this is how I paint, is I'll just use a piece of cardboard or an extra paper plate that I have around. So I'm just going to dump some paint on this cardboard that I have here, if you can see that. Let's move it a little bit closer. Yeah. So I've got my glob of red here. I've got my glob of blue. And now I'm going to take some white in the middle and mix them together so that I have a nice light pink and a nice light blue. Okay. So I'm going to pull out some red and some white. Oh, actually, you know what? I want to do the blue first, because on this flag, the blue is on the outside. And then we go to the pink and then the white. So I'm going to do the blue first. So I've got my other brush. We're going to do the blue first. I'm going to take some white and mix it with that blue. These are just regular acrylic paints. Very fun and messy. And I'm going to add a little bit of water so it spreads a little bit better on that plate. And I'm just going to start on the outside, go all the way around. So if, I'm sorry if I'm a little informal today. I've got kind of an old t-shirt, probably has some paint on it already, but that's why, is because we are getting messy, which I really enjoy. Okay. So we're going to go all the way around the outside of the plate with that pretty blue color, or whatever color you want. If you wanted to make your more classic rainbow, this would be the red that we're doing on the outside, as you saw in the example. Or, you know what? Rainbows have all the different colors in them, so you can make your rainbow look however you want. You can put the colors in any different order. Okay. Or if there's another specific flag that you want to look up, you can do that too. So I'm going to just wash off that brush, and now I already had some of my pink that I was starting to mix, so I'll grab some of that and add a little bit of water again, just a little bit, so that it spreads over the plate a little bit easier. Sometimes, especially on the outside with those ridges, sometimes it's harder to make the paint spread, so adding a little bit of water can help that. And I'm going all the way around, right next to the blue, and making that full circle all the way around. Awesome. So as we said, this flag represents the trans community, and Chad and Z wanted to shout out their friends, the Singh family, who have been very open and proud of their trans journey within their family. So thank you to the Singh family for your pride and support and your openness with all your friends. So thank you. Here we go. Ah, I love these colors. They're so pretty together. Okay. So there we go. That's my rainbow. Ooh, there we go. Yeah, now you can see the colors. Like I said, I've said before, I like to do this next to my window because it's nice and bright. Sometimes it kind of warps the colors because it's very, very bright. So there is my prideful tambourine, and I have one, yes. Ta-da, planning ahead. I painted one already. So this one is already nice and dry, so we can continue to make our tambourine. So now, I'm gonna set this aside because I just know I'm gonna put my fist in this paint at some point and get it everywhere. We don't wanna get that messy. So I'll set it aside for now. Okay, so let's move on. So we've got our plate that's painted on the back, and I'm just gonna fold it right in half. There we go. So we get that nice half circle shape, like I said. Okay. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my hole punch and just poke some holes all the way around the edge. Okay? So I'll show you in a sample that I started making earlier. So you can see kind of about maybe an inch or a little bit less apart, going all the way around the outside. So that's what I'm going to do here. So if you're using the bottle caps, if you happen to have those, you can probably make the holes a little bit farther apart. But with the coins, because they're flat and they're skinny, they tend to slide out. So it's a little bit better if we make the holes a little bit closer to each other. Okay. So we're going all the way around. There we go. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a long piece of yarn, and I showed you I started here, is I'm going to weave it through those holes. And that, even if you are using the coins, that should hold the coins inside your tambourine, so they make that really nice sound. Okay, so I'm going to use blue this time. I'm going to take a nice long piece. That should be plenty. And I'm going to tie a knot in one end. And on the other end, I'm going to take my masking tape, just a little piece. And we've done this before just like with regular tape, but since I have my masking tape, I'm going to use that, and I'm just going to make a little point on my yarn to keep it from fraying as we go through those loops, as we weave our way. That'll make life a little easier for us. Okay. So I'm going to start, I'm going to go through one side, And see, I have that knot, but it's not quite enough to stop the yarn from pulling through. So I do want to take another piece of masking tape and tape it down, tape that yarn down so that it doesn't pull all the way through. And we've got the knot there, just like that. So that'll hold the yarn in place, just a little piece of tape. And if you want to go back and paint over that tape a little bit later, you can do that so that it's all the same color. Okay, so I've gone through this way on this side, and now I'm going to come back through the other way towards myself. So now I'm going to go, if I'm holding the plate this way, I'm going to go through away from myself, pull it all the way through, and then back through towards myself. And I'm going to do that through every single hole. Through one way, and we're going all the way around, back and forth, weaving through those little holes that we have just punched. Okay. This is actually a lot easier. Earlier I didn't do this step of making the little end, and it was a lot trickier. It took me a lot longer, so it's worth it, I say. Oh, I'm getting caught on all my other supplies. Okay, almost done. Oh, you know what? Before we seal it all the way up, do you know what we need to add? Our coins, so that we can make our nice tambourine sounds. Okay, so now I've got a few holes left. I'm gonna open it up, and I'm gonna drop my little coins in there. This tambourine's gonna be worth about, let's see, 80, maybe 85 cents. I could sell this for 85 cents. All right. So I'm dropping in on the coins. I've got some pennies, I've got some quarters, and now that they're in there, we can finish weaving the rest of the way. So I finished with the yarn towards me. So now I'm going to go back the other way, away from me, and back towards me, and now away from me. Okay, and if you want, you can tie another little knot. Would probably be helpful. And then we can tape that down as well. Okay. Got my little tape. The knot is on the other side of the tape, and I can cut the extra yarn. Okay. Ooh, we're basically good to go. So what I want to do now is just add a little bit of shape. So I'm going to take my thumbs in the middle and kind of push, if you can see, a little bit so that it gives a little bit of shape to our tambourine, so it's not quite so flat. So I took oh, got some coins falling out already. Okay. Okay. So I pushed up. I'm gonna pull my thread my yarn a little tighter to keep those coins from falling out. Pull it a little tighter. Okay. Yeah. There we go. And now I've given a little bit of shape to the plate so it's not so flat, so that the coins can actually rattle around. So I've pulled my thread, my yarn nice and tight so that it should help hold those coins inside a little bit better. Like I said, if you have the bottle caps, they don't fall out quite as easily, but they're a little harder to find. So I'm going to tie a new knot, put a new piece of tape, make it nice and secure. Okay. And what you can also do, what I think is a good idea, is put another piece of tape around the corner right there. Because the corners can be a tricky place where the coins will want to fall out also. And like I said, if you want, the masking tape should be pretty easy to paint over. If you don't want to see the masking tape and you want it all to be the same color. Once we're done crafting our tambourine, you can do that. Woo! Okay. Listen to that. Okay, cool. And what I did earlier actually is I I tied some little pieces of yarn all along the top as well. That was enough to hold the bottle caps in place for this one, but since we used the coin here, the coins, I wanted to weave through to keep them in place. So what we can do is if you have some extra little pieces of yarn, if you want to tie them on to decorate, give it a little extra fun movement, which I always like, I'll just show you how to do that real quick as well. You can just take one of those loops and put a piece of yarn through. It's a little bit long. Cut it a little bit, not my fingers, just the yarn. And just, you can just tie it in a knot, just for some decoration. I think it's very fun. Let's do a couple of more here and there, thither and yon. Okay. With this part, since you've already got the yarn woven through those holes, it might be a little tricky, or you can make another one of these ends as you're putting your yarn through to decorate, and it'll make that easier as well. Okay. All right. Woo. Okay. Here, I've got a few. If you want, you can take some time and add some more decoration, but there we go. Ooh, those coins make a really nice sound. So I hope you guys everyone enjoys their musical instruments that they've been making this week. Happy Pride, everyone. Today's also a special day. I just wanted to mention it's also Juneteenth. So take a minute and learn about that. It is the day that a big general rode down to Texas and he officially said that all the enslaved people were now free. So it's a very important day. So take some time to think about that, celebrate that a little bit as well. Thank you all so much for joining us. I hope you're enjoying Musical Week. There's still more to come on Saturday and Sunday. We are here at 4 o'clock every weekday, Monday through Friday, and at 10 a.m. Saturdays and Sundays. So, where is my website sign? Here we go. As always, you can check out our websites to find out all the wonderful things we have going on. You can sign up for membership programs, or buy some merch, or buy a special puppet telegram or puppet chat for someone special. You can enter to win a raffle to have your very own private live streamed puppet show, which is so cool. And we also live stream free puppet shows every Friday at 11 a.m. So the show this morning, Billy Goat's Gruff, our really fun, cute musical show, that was this morning. If you missed it, it will be up the full week until next Friday when we live stream our next show. Okay, thank you so much for everyone. Post pictures of your musical instruments that you've been making this week. We love seeing them. Thank you, everyone. Bye.